Hello game fans and welcome to another review from Gaming Debugged. Today we're looking at the Gunk on Xbox. Now I was a big fan of the Steamworld series, so when I heard that the same team were creating a 3D adventure game that looked like Kena Bridge of Spirits and played like Luigi's Mansion, I was all over it. But is the Gunk a steaming pile or a miracle cure? Here's my review of the Gunk on Xbox. The story behind the Gunk focuses on the two female protagonists, with you playing as a scavenger named Rani, who, alongside her partner Bex, discover a near-dead planet ripe for salvaging. Upon landing, they discover that it is infested with a slimy goo that's choking the plant life and mutating the creatures into little beasties. The plot is simple: clean up the planet and save the world. In this respect, it does bear some slight similarities to the Steamworld games. However, it's the relationship between Rani and Bex that will keep you interested, as they start the game in a state of desperation and argue more and more throughout the narrative. The main mechanic of the game involves sucking up this nefarious black goo that is strangling the life from the planet's ecosystem. Once an area is clear of gunk, it bursts back into life, sprouting new flora and fauna right before your eyes, which is very cool, and it never gets old. The regenerated scenery is both lush and stunning, and really encapsulates this weird alien planet. In some ways it reminds me of Okami, which isn't a bad thing. However, young Rani isn't just on cleanup duty. Throughout the game, there are various puzzles, some of which do require you to stop and think for a minute, which is a refreshing change from similar games that hold your hand throughout. The Gunk is cleaned up using Rani's bionic arm and power glove. Throughout the game, she is able to use all the scavenged resources you collect to craft and upgrade her glove. Being able to make your power glove shoot lasers works well in some of the puzzles and boss battles, but for the more common enemy type, you're better off simply sucking them up and throwing them at the other enemies. The crafting side of the game is a nice touch, but I would have liked to see more functions that enable the characters to get to secret areas and discover more of the planet. The combat is quite hard to get used to at first, as it involves sucking up the enemy, then moving, then retargeting before firing it on an oncoming baddie. Younger gamers might find this a little frustrating at first. To be honest, this game would have been fantastic for younger gamers, around 8 years old, if it wasn't for the random swear word usage in the dialogue. There are only a handful of times that they were used, but they could have easily been dropped and appealed to a wider and younger audience. Visually, the game is absolutely stunning on the Xbox Series X, with a more realistic style than the previous Steamworld series. But the characters are nicely animated and they all have their own charm. Lip-sync dialogue would have been a nice touch, but it doesn't detract from the overall experience. The Gunk is built by a fantastic team and is inspired by some great titles, from Luigi's Mansion to the more recent Kena Bridge of Spirits. The graphics are fabulous and the dialogue adds depth to the protagonists. At around £20 or $25, it sits in the mid-range of games, but if you have Game Pass, you can play it for free right now. The game is really fun and is not too challenging, and it would have suited a younger player if there wasn't the bad language sprinkled throughout. Overall, both myself and my kids enjoyed playing the game, and we worked through the story over the course of a couple of weeks. The game doesn't bring anything new to the table, but sometimes a comfortable game is just what you need. If this review has been useful, then please give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ding that bell to get those notifications. And I'll be back with another review very soon.
Finish him!